views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jen's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jen is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jen Royster.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jen, and we're going to have a great show today. Before we bring on our guest, I wanted to mention that, like I said last week, we're having an interesting activity here in my neck of the woods with what I do when I channel messages, and they're really starting to be active since the white wolf came in. So another one came in, and so it looks like we're going to be putting those out pretty often. I'm not sure when they'll come out. I'm just putting them out there as they happen. They do seem to be there's been one a week so far, but there's a new one that I put up yesterday if you want to go check it out. And it was a beautiful message that is about, using the most that you can of the full moon energy as well, with an angel message from Haniel. So please go over to the website. It's jenroyster.com. You'll see the interesting moon picture there with the walk, and it's a very inspirational message. It inspired me personally, but it's not just for me. These messages are for everyone, and I'm very clear about that. I'm very honored, and I feel very humbled that I can bring those to you. So like I said, they come out, they're going out there, and I don't know when they'll come out, but I will let you know when they're out there. So there was one posted yesterday. It is about full moon, and we have one today. So let's use the most and bring the best and highest outcome for using that energy with angels together. And in light of that, our show is about the angelic realm today, which I love. I work with the angels. I have always been connected since I was a child. And I have a guest that is also very connected, a psychic medium that is going to share her experiences about the angelic realm. So this is going to be a great show. We're going to have the lines open if you'd like to call in, 1-800-930-2819. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my guest. My guest today is Helene Olsen. She's an angel communicator and a multidimensional psychic medium. And throughout her life, people have often exclaimed, "How do you know that?" Now, if you're in this light worker realm or you do this kind of work, we do have that question come up a lot. People are so curious about that. The thing is, with intuition, is a little bit different from the psychic part of it or the mediumship, but everyone has that ability to connect and listen. It's just a matter of honing those skills, really. It's not like just certain people can do this. Now, the mediumship's a little bit different. That does seem to fall unique. But we're going to be asking Helene about how this experience has been for her. I mean, she has been in this for a while. She started with an interest in tarot cards. And so now, and then it was a personal hobby. And now, she is working with these angels. She's just as passionate about putting that information out there to help another. And sometimes we do have to dodge things that are coming at us, but you know what? We take that in stride, because what matters is that how we respond to everything that's out there. Everybody, don't be afraid to do what's right for you. Be your truth. And that's an important message that I have for you. Now, without further ado on that, I would love to welcome Helene to the show. Welcome, Helene, to the Jen Royster Show.
Well, thank you, Jen. And I am honored to be included as part of your guest roster, and I can tell that you have a beautiful and dedicated audience. So that just warms my heart.
Can you feel them?
I really
Isn't
can.
that wonderful? They hear me tell them that all the time, and I love that you brought that up. You just gave me the tingles all over. So thank you. That made me feel
I don't say that on every show because it's not always true, but in your case, it is. So it's wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, well, we've been doing this show for 5 years now, and we have had listeners that long that are still listening out there. And to me, I call them the listening family. So everyone out there, we can feel you. So if you have a vibe you want to send, bring it on. Because when I usually have another psychic or person that works with angels and we align our energies together, that can get pretty amazing. And it actually intensifies the antenna. So I love that. But can you tell us just a little bit about, what this has been like for your experience before we start bringing callers on?
Well, I'll be as brief as I can. I did have an interest in tarot cards. Other people thought I was psychic all my life, but I never really thought I was. I thought it was, women's intuition. Sometimes you just know something. I just passed it off as part of my life, not anything special. And at one point when I was getting more involved in tarot cards and doing readings, I started doing readings for other people. One day I just had a spontaneous third eye opening. And you can read about it on my website at angelslighthouse.com. But I have to say, in a nutshell, it was quite terrifying. Because as a person who didn't have any knowledge, connection, or awareness of angels, it was really a very terrifying experience, Jen.
You weren't sure whether to trust it, were you?
I didn't know whether to trust it. I didn't know what it was. I thought I had lost my mind. And here I have angels standing in front of me and trying to teach me things, and I was a hard study, let me tell you, because when you're completely overwhelmed and you don't know where it's coming from and they start talking to you all day long, it's very overwhelming.
And the first thing we're looking for is, where's that button that turns it off?
That doesn't happen right away. That does not happen.
No, you got to figure that out. Absolutely.
Right.
And, while you were sharing that, all of this coming in and you're like, I didn't ask for this is kind of like the vibe that I was feeling.
Right.
Like, I didn't ask for this. And there's been, I felt history all around you, like this other family members, but nobody would talk about it because of the pounding or the disapproval. I was feeling that around you as you were talking about, whoa, they're kind of overwhelming me here, but you found your way through it. But can you share? You don't have to, but I was really feeling that really strong.
I think what you're feeling is correct, but it wasn't about other people. It was about myself.
Oh, okay.
I was terrified to tell people. Ooh. And, I was very, very blessed to have the 100% full support of my husband, who decided I wasn't crazy and that he really helped me through it, even though he's not connected in a mediumistic way. He absolutely had full belief in me. And then as months went by and I did tell my parents and I did tell people that were very close to me, they absolutely believed it. It was me who had the terror of being marked as a cuckoo, really. So it really turned out to be the most magnificent, best blessing in my life. Because I've always wanted to help people. I've always been there for people, and I read tarot from a spiritual point of view anyway. And so it just has been remarkable to be able to help people. But I think, Jen, we both understand, and you're very, very spiritual. You absolutely get accurate information for people. But one thing I'd like to add to this, and I'd like to get your take on it because I think I know what it already is that we as energy practitioners, angelic communicators, we don't own a magic wand, Jen. The people who come to us for guidance are not coming to us. They're coming to the divine, right?
Yes.
But the divine...
I like that you're specifying that. Thank you.
Yeah. But the divine can't change anything unless the person or the collective is willing to change. If they could change everything, this world would be utopia, Jen, right?
That's cool.
So the idea is to come into the guidance with an open mind. Facing truth can be painful and difficult initially, but once you do, it's much easier to open and move past whatever your blocks are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that the angelic realm is here to kind of wave the wand and say, hey, your life is perfect now. Because we have a lot of work to do here, right? And I have certainly not wanted to do all the work that they've thrown at me.
No, I mean, we're learning, and we're learning kind of like it's difficult. I mean, it hasn't been easy. It's not an easy thing, and it's more. We learn more lessons than I think we're teaching. But on that note, we're already up for our first break. And we have a caller in the queue. So if you're ready to take callers, when we come back from break, we'll take our first caller.
Absolutely, Jen.
How's that sound? Let's do this. Let's help and reach out there. Let's put some good vibes out there. Yeah. You're listening to the Jen Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jen with my very special guest today, psychic medium Helene Olsen. We are taking your calls, 1-800-930-2819. We will be right back after the break, and we'll be taking the first caller. Stay with us.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area. Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you are ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Tune in to the Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Wonder
Wondering how to play the game of life and actually win? Stop wondering and start winning the game of life with the unique, incomparable Lynn Brown. Lynn takes everyday aspects of life and infuses them with the magic of soul and passion to help others. She wants to help you next. Lynn offers a myriad of spiritual healing, from chakra clearing, aura healing, to even corporate and business readings. Bring your game face and visit letter R, letter U, intuit.com or call 844 letter B, Intuit.
Oh, good one, Brian. I'm over here dancing around the microphone again. I don't know how I don't bump it. I just have so much fun. He is so great with music. Now, we are back. If you're just tuning in, let me get back here in my zone. You're listening to the Jen Royster Show. I'm Dr. Jen. My guest today is psychic medium Helene Olsen, and she works with the Angelic Realm as well. She's sharing her experiences. We're taking callers, and we do have a caller that's in the queue, so let's bring in Deborah from Missouri. Hello, Deborah. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hi. Do you have a question for Helene?
Yes, I do. This happened to me a week ago, and it happens to me all the time. But anyway, I was waiting for my family. I was in the car waiting because I got there earlier. And I'm just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden I get this ouch.
You get what?
And I get like an ouch in my body, like something just, hit me or whatever. It's like I could say ouch. Okay. And within a few seconds to a minute, my family shows up. And I was just wondering, who is that that's giving me that guidance? And is it the same one if I get at different places, the ouches?
Can I ask a quick question? Are you saying out, O-U-T, or ouch, O-U-C-H?
Ouch. O-U, yeah, the ouch part.
Okay.
If you could say,
I just wanted to clarify that. You're a little low on your sound, so that's why we wanted to specify. Go ahead, Helene. Do you have anything on that?
I'm still trying to understand the question, honestly. When you're waiting for your family in the car, you get a message that...
Yeah, right. Okay, I was going someplace, and I was, staying in the parking lot because I wasn't going to go in until they came. Right. And so I'm just sitting in the car waiting, and all of a sudden, an energy will come, and I could say, ouch, because I feel it. It's pretty strong. And then within a few seconds to a minute, then my family drives right up. And I have different things like that happen.
But you're saying that this message hurts you physically?
Well, sometimes it can get a little rough, yeah. But it's always telling me something, like something's going to happen or somebody's showing up or, sometimes I could say, ouch. Other times
big energy by itself, when you're not used to it, if you're open to it, it can be a little disconcerting. It shouldn't be painful, but you can feel the energy and say, oh, it feels like I just stuck my finger in an electrical outlet, Is that what you're trying to describe?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can I now? Are you asking? I'm going to ask a question. I'm sure you're thinking it, Helene. Is this happening when your family, every time right before your family shows up, or just this one experience was right before they came back around you?
It happens with a lot of different things. I'll be someplace. I'll be going out my driveway or going in my garage and get the same thing, like an ouch. And then my garage door won't go open up for some reason. So somebody's giving me guidance, and I was just wondering who it was and if it's the same being that's doing it every time.
Yeah, are you getting any kind of, and I'm hesitant to ask you this. Are you getting any feeling that this is really great guidance, or this is sort of less than great guidance? Does your gut tell you that this is like angelic or a real spirit guide, or something that's trying to sort of infiltrate your field?
Well, I feel like they're helping me because, like if I'm waiting for somebody and then they show up, or if they're telling me to pay attention, something's going to happen, you know, then I alert, you know, I feel like they're helping me.
But what I'm getting with you, is it Deborah or Debbie?
Deborah.
Deborah.
What I'm getting with you is that you are feeling and receiving this experience, but you're not doing anything at all to hone in on it. My guides are saying that you need to really pay attention to this. You really need to sit down and clear your mind and ask for protection and really ask the questions about who it is that's around you, because I'm getting that this guidance is with you, but that it comes and goes. And it's especially around your desire to know whether someone is coming in or out. So you're getting the answer to your subconscious question that you're asking, but you're not really reining this in so that you can really use the guidance when you need it. Does that make sense to you, Jen?
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit of a red flag with it. Were you feeling that? I was feeling a little bit of a red flag. Yeah, that's why I'm saying she needs to sit and really ask for protection. You can use any wonderful divine being that you want, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Archangel Michael, God, whatever, you know. But you really have to be very careful with this. I want you to really sit in meditation to really protect yourself, and there are tons of protection prayers on the internet that you can find, and really open your mind and ask to be protected, because sometimes tricky things like to make you feel secure before they start being a little bit of a problem, okay? And you are a receptive person. You are intuitive. It's just that you're a little bit not on the straight and narrow with it. So when they know they feel like you've been helped is when they're coming through. And that's how they get your attention sometimes. And that's why I want you to be really sure that this is a true guide, because this guide or entity is not showing itself to me right now. It's not being very. I don't like that either. I don't. I don't think that if it's of a positive nature of divine that is to be there to fully support you, Deborah, that it would be bullying and pushing you like that. Yeah. Because whenever I feel something that is a little rough like that, it's like, you're going to have to identify yourself. I'm sorry. You know, you don't have to say, yeah, you can be around me. I definitely agree with Helene that you need some protection there, not to be afraid. Don't give it that.
No, don't get into the fear mode. No.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there. But you should never be bullied or pushed around like that. And that's the part that does not feel right to me.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes what tricky energy will do is try to make you feel like you want them.
Yeah.
That, you know, you're calling them in even closer because they're helping you in some way. But I don't like the way this is helping you, and I especially do not like the idea that I cannot see them right now. And unfortunately, tricky things like to hide from people who can see them.
Deborah, you okay over there?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, Deborah, you're very aware, but you're also very sensitive. And you don't have to say yes to everything is really the bottom line that I'm hearing and feeling from Helene here. And neither one of us feel a warm fuzzy with this one.
Okay. All right. Because I was wondering if my guides would do anything like that. So it's not your guides don't do
not
that.
If they're truly your guides to help you along your journey. No, I think we need to clear the slate, put the protection up, and you know how to do that. Just clear your field out and may be specific to only allow what is going to truly support you in a positive way, a gentle way, and go on from there and see if it changes up. Sometimes we want so badly to feel an experience that we'll just say yes to whatever comes around. And that's not what you need. You don't need to be pushed around like that, Deborah. Okay?
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Clean it up and put your shield up and kind of do a reboot there.
Okay.
Reboot so before you pull anything else in, because this one's just not feeling right to me. I was feeling that the whole time Helene was saying that. So, Helene, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, you were saying
and it's nothing. The worst thing you can do, Deborah, is really get into a fear mode.
No,
because
don't do
anything
that.
that's tricky feeds on that, and then they think they've got you. So the idea is to just look at it from a very, very neutral point of view, and put up all your protections, say your prayers, and really sit down. My guide is telling me that your mind is kind of chaotic at times, and you really need to focus on clearing your mind, even if it's once a day. And that does not mean sitting cross-legged on the floor for 5 hours. It means getting into a space of clarity, of asking for divine presence, divine assistance for your highest good, and just being with that, being in the flow of that beautiful energy just for a few minutes a day.
Absolutely.
Okay, Deborah?
Yeah, it'll help ground you and take some of that scattered energy of thought out of the way, which can be very distracting. Then you don't see what's coming. So that'll clear it out. And that's great advice, Helene. Thank you for that. Deborah, we are got to go to break, so thank you for your call. And I believe that will help a lot of people out there. So thank you for calling in. Absolutely. We are the Jen Royster Show. We're going to take a short break. I'm Dr. Jen with my guest today, psychic medium Helene Olsen. The number is 1-800-930-2819 if you'd like to call in. We'll be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners. Award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pat. I want to share an interesting story about Galeo's dressings and marinades. I recently had some work done at my local dentist, and I thought I would give them a treat by bringing in fresh veggies, and I thought, what could they possibly dip it in? So what I did was I brought the only thing that I know how to bring as one of my favorite Galeo's dressings. I brought them the Dijonais. And so what happened was monumental. Everyone in the office finished the tray before my dentist could actually get to it. And they are still talking about it weeks later. To find out more about these gluten-free, GMO-free, low-sugar, low-fat, amazing dressings and marinades, go to galeoscafe.com. That's GALEOS cafe.com. Make sure you add this to your fall pantry or ask for the dressings at your local grocery store. Remember, shipping is free.
Are you ready to move past limiting beliefs and unconscious obstacles that are holding you back from financial prosperity? Do you want to be free from debt and that feeling of being disempowered? Mary Jane Allen is a financial healer and joy creation specialist who uses her unique set of tools included in her financial healing process to help her clients move past those beliefs and fears. For more information and to contact Mary Jane, visit her website, manifestyourlifedream.com, and begin your financial healing process today.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Tune in to Psychic Cup of Coffee with Kelly Sutliff every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Kelly is a 14-year veteran of psychic ability, and she offers inspiration and comfort to those dealing with grief when they have lost a loved one, and also shares with people that the psychic world is very real. Call 1-800-930-2819 during the show with your questions and visit PsychicMediumKelly.com. That's PsychicMediumKelly.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Would you like to be a question with anything that comes up in your body or mind? Would you like to become totally aware and begin to function as the conscious being you truly are? Join Access Certified Facilitator Glenna Rice every month for a live teleclass where you can ask all of your questions and learn to create change in any aspect of your life. Visit GlennaRice.com today to learn more and don't miss the next call. Join the questionable conversation today at GlennaRice.com.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it.
And we are back. I'm Dr. Jen. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Jen Royster Show. And boy, we've already had callers, and you can call in 1-800-930-2819. We have as our guest today, psychic medium Helene Olsen, and we are taking calls. She's an angelic advocate, really. She's here to help you connect in your way. And now, Helene, you have a few tips that can help people that are learning to connect to their own intuition. You want to share some of those?
Oh, absolutely. And I have a list of 3 that I think are very important for beginners. First of all, I want to preface this by saying, look, none of us is walking out into a busy New York City street at 3 o'clock in the morning and just talking to someone who passes by just because they're there, right?
Right.
So the first thing to understand is protection. You want to make sure you're asking for the highest and best divine connection for yourself. And there are many prayers and ways of identifying entities and so forth. But assuming that you're not hearing voice or being a super open channel, we can always feel this vibration in our gut, Jen, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you get the feeling that something is not feeling right, it's not right. Go with your intuition. Every single one of us is intuitive. We have all had the experience of walking into a new home or a party or a group of people and getting that vibe immediately. This is good or this is not good, right, Jen? I mean, I don't know a single person who says...
Absolutely. That's probably the most important one, because what happens most of the time is you're not trusting your own gut instinct that this isn't right for you. It doesn't matter if it's right for somebody else. So why wait to get the approval of someone else's opinion on that? That is what your gut is telling you is right for you. So that's a very important one.
Yes, it is. And, okay, so for the tips and I firmly believe that every single person is intuitive. And you can take that intuition as far as you want. Will you ever hear voice? Will your third eye open? I have no idea. Some people's systems will open right away, and some people's systems will never open. But none of that matters. All that matters is that you're clear that the download you're getting is information from a good source. Okay, and I think it's the Long Island medium who says she never hears or sees anything. She just goes with her channel. She just trusts her intuitive channel. And so you can be as talented, gifted, and you know, really use your own intuition for lots of things in your life to help guide you. But the first thing that I like to tell people to do is to absolutely learn to meditate. And us as Americans, a lot of us don't like that word. But all it really means is being able to clear an open space in your mind. And the best way to do that is in a group environment. And there are hospitals and community centers and all kinds of places that charge little to next to nothing to join a group for 6 weeks to just get into the vibe of meditating, okay? And group energy connects, so it's a great way to learn to meditate. And as I said earlier, it's not 5 hours on the floor. It's learning how to quickly get into that clear space in your head so that your thoughts come in an organized way and you're not being bothered by your daily problems or worries, okay? The second thing is to actually pick up a tool. Now, a tool is going to exercise your psychic mind. So the tool is whatever resonates with you. Start with crystals. Start with any kind of cards. People particularly like angel cards because they're very gentle. And there are just too many tools to list. And the third thing is, if you're really serious about expanding your intuition, I think that Reiki training helps immensely because every Reiki level comes with an energetic attunement to your channel. So lots of people go for just Reiki 1 or Reiki 1 and 2. It doesn't mean they're going to be doing Reiki all their life. It just connects them really well to divine energy. And so it helps expand their channel. And it's very, very prevalent. It's offered everywhere in the United States as a class. It's not that expensive. And so it's something that if you're really serious about expanding your channel, that I suggest you do. And those are my tips for beginners. Yeah.
And I like those tips. They're very good tips because the Reiki alone, I mean, I'm very much about the energy of everything. And so I can really vouch for that. Those are great tips. Remember, if you miss some of them, we always have the archive of the show available later so you can go back and re-listen. Now, we have another caller. Would you like to take another caller?
Absolutely.
Okay. We have Dora from Michigan. Hello, Dora. You're on the air.
Good morning, ladies. How you guys doing?
Hi, Dora.
Great. Hello. Okay, do you have a question for Helene?
Yes, I do. And it's short and sweet because I know there's a lot of people that would love to talk to her. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I don't even know where I was, if I was in the front room, and I felt an energy come around me. It was like a big hug of an angel. Are you picking up what it is? I wasn't sure what it was myself.
Did it feel comforting? I'm sorry. This is for Helene. Is Helene there?
I'm here. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Yeah.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Helene.
She's absorbing right now. Yeah, it was comforting. It was nothing bad. I don't usually accept. Everything she just said is stuff I've already done, if you will. And so, I mean, I just I'm actually
getting this energy as a human spirit, but a benevolent, lovely one. And it may be someone in your family or someone that you know as a neighbor who passed, something like that. But when energy comes around us, and you already felt right in your gut that this was absolutely right and fine and full of love.
Yes.
And so it's just the idea of saying, I love you, thank you for coming. But actually, Dora, I think that if you had really focused on it and asked, who are you, you would have gotten an answer, Dora.
Listen, I probably would have. But when I was running my business at the time, I'm just going every direction at that moment. So after the fact, I'm thinking about it.
Next time something like that happens, just stop in that moment and say, please identify yourself, or, reveal who you are, or whatever way you want to say that. I do have a very specific identification prayer, but when you're sitting in that moment and you know it's good, all you want to do is get the information of who is this. And it's not that you're going to hear a voice, but you're going to get an answer right in your mind, because that energy was very powerful, very present for you, Dora.
Oh, yes. I literally felt it. Yeah. You would have thought somebody took their arms. I felt it right behind me to my right, and they came, whatever it was came right up on both sides of me, and I literally felt it warm my body, felt the energy right then and there, and I stopped, and I'm like, okay, somebody just gave me a hug.
Do you have someone that you know that you cared for very much that passed within this past recent time, like less than a year?
Oh, there were several people. My mom passed away a couple years ago. A friend of mine passed away.
Yeah, it's someone like that is what I'm getting. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel that it had a male, and it feels like a male that passed. It feels more bear hug like. Like good bear hug, like it's comforting.
It was a hot. I felt it go around my shoulders, like something real big. I had it visualized in my head later because that's the way I get sometimes. I thought, maybe there's a wonderful angel that just kind of surrounded me.
Loved ones will watch over us.
Oh yeah,
and it can, it can feel very comforting as well.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful experience to get a hug of love and know that it was a comfort and support. Were you doing something that it was supportive? You said you were doing your business. Was it supportive in business? Is there someone on the other side that was believing in you or letting you know that they're there to support you and what your venture is?
So I could see that because I have been indulging, as you know, with me talking with you a few times that I have been fortunate enough to, that I have been going through the awakening stage. So I've been going through it, but my father, every time I go to his house, he's like, I'm going to have to call the priest. Here she goes again. I got to deal with that. It's like, oh, my God, really, Dad? Seriously?
But this was not a ghost. This was an energy that came forward to this plane very strongly for you, Dora. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It really felt like a very loving support. It really does. It causes me to smile when I'm tapping into what you were experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because I did. It's funny you just said that because that's exactly what happened. After it happened, I kind of was like, "Oh, that was so nice."
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you have anything else to add, Helene?
I just think it was a really amazing experience, Dora, but the idea is that you could go a lot further with this if you wanted to.
Right. That's
so even if it's as simple as stopping right there in that moment and saying, please tell me who you are because I love you and I want to send you love, you will get the answer on who it is. But you've had many other experiences as well, Dora. And every time something happens to you, you're just absolutely astounded, but then you sort of put the brakes on and you don't really try to expand anymore. You're just happy with the experiences you have, which is perfectly fine.
I get caught up.
I get
caught up in it, but I do the tarot cards. I help people. I do intuitive writing sometimes, and I'll work on that with people.
That's beautiful. Now, we are going to take another break, so stay with us. You're listening to the Jen Royster Show. Thank you for calling in, Dora. That was a great read, Helene. We will be right back after the break.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Are you ready to move past limiting beliefs and unconscious obstacles that are holding you back from financial prosperity? Do you want to be free from debt and that feeling of being disempowered? Mary Jane Allen is a financial healer and joy creation specialist who uses her unique set of tools included in her financial healing process to help her clients move past those beliefs and fears. For more information and to contact Mary Jane, visit her website, manifestyourlifedream.com, and begin your financial healing process today.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center. Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Tune in to Psychic Cup of Coffee with Kelly Sutliff every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Kelly is a 14-year veteran of psychic ability, and she offers inspiration and comfort to those dealing with grief when they have lost a loved one, and also shares with people that the psychic world is very real. Call 1-800-930-2819 during the show with your questions and visit PsychicMediumKelly.com. That's PsychicMediumKelly.com.
Going under the knife for spinal surgery should be your last resort. Get a copy of this free special report, What Your Doctor Doesn't Want You to Know About Back Surgery. Get the report online at wellness1.net or call them toll-free at 866-499-7509. Read the report. It will take about 8 minutes in order to make a better informed decision about your back pain. Visit wellness1.net or call 866-499-7509.
Tune in to the Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Would you like to be a question with anything that comes up in your body or mind? Would you like to become totally aware and begin to function as the conscious being you truly are? Join Access Certified Facilitator Glenna Rice every month for a live teleclass where you can ask all of your questions and learn to create change in any aspect of your life. Visit GlennaRice.com today to learn more and don't miss the next call. Join the questionable conversation today at GlennaRice.com.
And we are back. I'm Dr. Jen. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Jen Royster Show. Today, our topic has been the Angelic Realm and connecting with my guest today, psychic medium Helene Olsen. We've taken a couple of callers, so if you missed those readings, you can go back and listen to the archive over on my website. We have all the links, JenRoyster.com, JenRoyster.com. Also over on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Under my show page in the archives, you'll be able to find it. And wow, before we run out of time for this show, what would you like to share with the listeners, Helene?
Well, I mean, I am as into self-empowerment as you are, Jen. I mean, it's amazing that we do not realize the power that we have inside ourselves to change our situations, to have better lives, to be more peaceful, to be abundant in love, you know. And one of the things that stops us is fear. And fear comes on many levels. We're very, very concerned, and, you know, as we go along our spiritual path, this all sort of fades away because we learn how to observe and not be reactive.
Yeah.
But we're very fearful of what other people think of us. We're very fearful of what our job thinks of us. We're always in fear, in fear, in fear. And actually, when you really think about it, Jen, you and I both know 99% of what we worry about never happens, right? It's kind of a waste of energy because other things come up and blindside us from behind, and boom, there's the problem, you know, and we didn't see it coming. So worry is something that really takes up a lot of energy with people. And in order to be more intuitive and more expanded in your channel, I really think you need to get in that place of non-reaction, of really, really allowing other people their journeys. Try not to get involved in their drama. Offer the advice and hope that they hear it, hope that they're able to make good choices for themselves, but not stay awake at night worrying about other people's journey. Does that make sense to you, Jen?
It does. And to add to that, it was what was going through my mind when you said that. It's very, very powerful because when we're getting all caught up in what somebody else is doing, including if you're judging or you don't like the way they're doing it, that is the quickest way to distract and avoid where you should be, which is within your own environment, with your own energy, your own journey. It's very easy to avoid your own journey when you're worrying about everything else.
That's true. It's true. And the fear also extends in a metaphysical way. I mean, there's lots of people who are absolutely titillated and fascinated with all this metaphysical and paranormal information, and then they get caught up in the fear of it. And so someone like Dora, who's obviously spiritual and able to understand that this was a great energy that came around her, you can get an opposite reaction with someone else who says, oh, now I have ghosts in my house, and they start going all into the fear of it. And there is nothing to fear. Honestly, I clear a lot of negative energy, and I have only on maybe 2 occasions over the years seen an actual demon. When we are light, when we are love, when we are with God, these things cannot jump in our bodies. That is such a rare, rare occurrence that I haven't come across it, Jen, okay? Right. And that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does exist, but it's very rare. So you have to go with the attitude of, this is energy the way I'm energy. We can ask it to leave. We can ignore it.
Yes, we have so much power that you're not giving your own self credit for.
Right.
You have the power to say yes or no, and it's as simple as that. If you really wanted to narrow it down, you say yes or no. Right. You say, yes, I want you to be here. No, I don't want you to be here. And you have that choice. We have free will. But we also have a lot of empowerment that we are not allowing ourselves to experience.
It's true. And when you start getting into a spiritual path or doing more reading and connecting with shows like yours, Jen, what happens is you naturally gravitate towards the divine. You don't want to be disrupted and chaotic and living a life outside of mostly peace, right? And when you're able to be in that place of more observation, less emotional entanglement with people, your system actually starts to feel better.
It does, and you can hear better. You can connect, and you'll pick up those little gentle nudges and the support that we have. Yeah. That's why the angel cards are more popular, because that's such a positive side of this.
It is.
And if you focus on the positive, on what do I need to know to bring me up to the highest and best, how can I really, just to truly go in a positive intention, you really don't need to be wasting time on all the scary stuff.
That's true. And to add to that, I'd like to say that I'm the first proponent to say that no one needs a psychic, okay?
No,
they really don't. And the idea of getting guidance and connecting with someone on that level, it's lovely, and if people can do it, that's great. But when you go to a psychic who's reading your future, the way I perceive it is that you don't need to go there to find out, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? What's really happening is that you're creating your own future. When I read cards, I feel that I'm reading the person's field and what their subconscious intention is.
Exactly.
They're able to change that at any time. So even as something as sad as seeing in the cards, let's say, oh, you're going to lose your job in 3 months, okay, which has happened to me over the years, that's not a negative. That's sort of a bit of forearming information where you can say, okay, great, I don't want to be jobless. I'm going to find a job right now, But when it comes to relationships and choices, all of those things are being put forward by the person's own energy.
And that is true.
They're not fated. Yeah. I mean, there is fate. It exists. But I've never seen it in the percentage that people think it exists. Like, you talk to lots of people, Jen, and I'm sure some of them say to you, everything happens to me. Everything just happens. And that's not the case. If you had red flags that your partner was alcoholic and you ignored them, and then you're wondering why you're having a problem 8 months later, it didn't just happen. It was a choice that you made, you see.
And they're saying the affirmations. Everything happens to me. It's like, okay, that's an affirmation to change. You're claiming.
That's what you're sending out to the universe. That's what's coming back. Yeah.
Exactly. And it really is what she's saying. I mean, we are reading the energy field. The callers that call in that have worked with me, the people that I work with in sessions and things like that, they know that they're going to be toeing the line. It's not going to be me doing it all, because they'll say, whoa, she doesn't pull back.
Right.
And, you know, if you're not ready to go there, you're not ready to go there. Nobody can take you there and do it for you. Absolutely not. Now, before we run out of time here, because we're about to go off the air, where can people find you if they'd like to learn more about you or email you? Where are you?
I'm at angelslighthouse.com, one word. And my website has an online scheduler for readings, and I'm also, if anybody's interested in learning how to connect with the angelic realm with Enochian magic, I am going to be running a class with Dr. John DeSalvo in a few weeks, and people can email me on that. I don't believe it's on my website right now. I just sent it to my subscribers. But go ahead and subscribe and send me a question about the Enochian magic class. That'll be a lot of fun. And,
Well, I want to say thank you for being with us today. It was
thank you. I'm honored, Jen.
It was quick, fast, and thanks to the callers. But you know what? Yeah. It was important information to put out there and what this is really all about, because it is possible to change your life. If you don't like the direction it's going, or whatever the card said, or whatever the psychic said, whatever they say, that's just because the energy needs to be shifted. If you don't like it, you can shift it. And that's absolutely. Intention is a great place to start. And with that note, come over, check out my website, jenroyster.com. I have the new message up for this week with the full moon. If you want to go check that out, sign up for my newsletter. We have free downloads for meditations, and we will have the archive of this show. If you missed it and you want to hear it, it should be up in the next day or so. We love every one of you. Big hug of energy to all the listeners. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Remember to tune in each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Dr. Jen Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jenroyster.com and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Tired of traditional talk? People pontificating about this or that, the left or the right. Sometimes the truth is just all lost in the noise. Tune in each week to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as nationally known guests talk about what's important to you, your life, your concerns, and your success. Tune in and turn on to Straight Talk with Chuck Gallagher. Visit ChuckGallagher.com for more information.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you are ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Wondering how to play the game of life and actually win? Stop wondering and start winning the game of life with the unique, incomparable Lynn Brown. Lynn takes everyday aspects of life and infuses them with the magic of soul and passion to help others. She wants to help you next. Lynn offers a myriad of spiritual healing, from chakra clearing, aura healing, to even corporate and business readings. Bring your game face and visit letter R, letter U, intuit.com or call 844-letter B, Intuit.